This is Eleftheria Barbagianni from Eleftheria Business PR. Welcome back to my channel and I hope you're well. In today's video, we'll give you a couple of tips for Pinterest best practices for 2022. Since you know a lot of things on Pinterest are going up and down, but you always know that it's important for you to focus on having a plan and create your content and have a checklist of what you need to do this month and next month, and keywords. And it's gonna take some time, but it's always gonna work, because there's a lot of my students and a lot of people that I know here and there, they're saying that the Pinterest traffic has dropped. So we are in another part of Pinterest that is starting again to make changes, but you should be staying focused on your goals. So what traffic you get, and what you want to do, where you're gonna be in the next 5 to 6 months. So this is something for you to remember. From my point of view, my traffic is growing every day, so I have this plan that for me is working. So you need to also have a plan. If you don't have a strategy, nothing is going to work. You cannot just go blind and focusing on Pinterest algorithm. If you just started, again, I said to the previous video, you need to have a strategy from where you are and how many pins you have to pin and how to go to grow your account. But those are tips that they will help you grow this year. And again, I say that your main focus should be to increase your conversions and increase your sales, and of course your traffic if you use any ads and for affiliates, whatever, because a lot of people get the ads. But again, you need to put some effort on keywording. So keywords is very important. So I will give you 6 tips for Pinterest best practices for this year, and those let's start from the first. Make sure, as I said before, to pin new content. Following Pinterest algorithm changes, new content. If you hear people on Pinterest say that we want new content, and create fresh content and put it out there, new pins, new links, and have a little plan. So again, it's gonna take you sometimes, and you are gonna get traffic straight away, but you know what I mean, like in the next 2 to 3 months, since Pinterest is now becoming more like Google, so you have to manage your SEO the way Pinterest goes, not just like think from your head. It should be fun to pin on Pinterest, not just struggle. You know what I mean. So Pinterest is a search engine and you need to focus on that. So that's number 1. Now another tip will be always scheduling your pins, and again, plan ahead. I'm using Tailwind for my scheduling. As you can see here, I have a lot of content that I put out, but as I said to the previous video, go and see the Pinterest scheduling tool, that you can use for your content. And then how do you distribute your content, how to share your content to other boards or to group boards. So you really need to master Tailwind and get an account, and you need to have your account set up properly on Tailwind as well, because that is also important for you to share your content to the relevant boards and to the relevant communities in order to grow your traffic and get what you want. So not just share your content everywhere. And speaking of tailwind, guys, you need to have a plan. Inside my course, I explain how to get the extra bits and pieces from tailwind, because it's really, you need to have the strategy and on how to use it, and also what is the plan that you need to use, because it's very, very important for you to make some money from your blog, increase your traffic for your Shopify shop, and then you can move on. So you need to make sure you are actually taking steps that help you increase your income, and especially if you just started, because a lot of people they don't know how to do this and where to go, and they're all over the place, and you can see them for a while and then they disappear. So you need to think about those tips. The third tip will be to create a content plan and to save your pins to your most important boards. Now, your pins will benefit from that, because you need to make sure to keep an eye on what is the most important boards you're having. So what is those you get the more attention, the more pins, the more traffic, the more shares, the more you need to have a look through for that, guys, because that will give you an advantage of what pins and where you should put those pins. So for example, one of my boards, the Eleftheria business strategy boards, gets a lot of attention, and it pins and followers. So it's really getting, when I pin here, is gives me a lot of traffic. So you need to have a look through what is your most popular board and organize the stuff the way you want to get your traffic, because you need to pin strategically and not just pin the same things over and again. And this is another thing that you should, number 5, we could say, never pin the same pin over and over again. Yes, it might be considered spammy, but also you need to think that where and how and when to pin that pin. Inside my course, I give you a bonus and an extra strategy plan on how to share strategically your old content, your old pins with your followers and with your communities. So it's a simple plan that will give you a lot of extra boost to your views and a lot of extra boost to your sales, and it's gonna increase your subscribers. For me, it's working, because the majority of my subscribers come from Pinterest and of course other platforms, but we are talking about Pinterest. So this is something important for you to remember. Don't pin the same pins or follow the plan that has to be done with Pinterest rules, because Pinterest rules say don't pin the same pin over and over again, except that it's spammy, they will harm your account. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of rules that we are having. I did mention also to make sure that you are pinning your pins first. So it's important for you, that's another tip, to pin your own pins first and then other people's pins. So those are tips that you need to really follow to grow this year. And also we can say the last one is to save your pins to the relevant board. So if you have, for example, an affiliate as I have this pin here, an affiliate marketing pin or whatever affiliate pin, you need to make sure you are pinning that to the relevant board rather than to a board that say about sales or about I don't know, Halloween or Christmas or something that is really irrelevant, because it is going to harm your account and it is going to actually make you look a bit that you don't know what you're doing, and Pinterest will understand that you are not actually quality pinner. So you need to learn those tips. Inside my course, I give you a lot of secrets of Pinterest, of Pinterest, of how to grow, and also how to sustainably grow your account, and what are those pins that they need to be out there, and what are the pins that needs to be pushed into the smart feed. So if you want to boost your sales, so there are strategies you need to follow. It's simple as that. And no matter what, we following the rules, and we are part of Pinterest that helping us a lot, and it's giving us the traffic. There will be ups and downs, but you really need to stay on this one to remain focused. So this is a couple of Pinterest best practices for 2022, and you really need to, as I say, to make the plans for your content, and also the scheduling, Tailwind or any other scheduling you use. You need to make sure you are having the best out of the best, and then things that will work out for you better. So those are a couple of tips for today, and I hope you're doing well. And please connect with me on the social media. Don't forget to like this video, leave your comments below, and I wish you well.